Expect the best used car deals guaranteed. Visit arnoldclark.com.
Welcome to Peter and Roughie's Football Show, sponsored by Arnold Clark. It is Wednesday. I'm Peter Martin. Thank you for joining us on the programme. Alan Rough, Tam McManus and Barry Ferguson are all here as we look ahead to a full card of Scottish Premiership fixtures. Premiership games will dominate our thoughts tonight, but of course the Scotland manager has been speaking to members of the media about this forthcoming playoff, which is so crucial for our chances to try and get to Euro 2020. Israel first in the horizon, then Norway or Serbia in the playoff final. That will be away from home, but at Hampden Park, Roughie, we are hoping that the fans come out and we've got something to cheer.
Yeah, I'm sure they will turn out. I think it's a massive game. It's possibly the biggest game we've had for a long, long time. And the Tartan Army generally do turn up. I know there's a lot of confusion about the games, the fixtures and all that, but I know the supporters will be there. Yeah.
Tam, should they be pushing the boat out, the SPFL, just to give them a day extra with the players, push all the SPFL games in the Premiership to the Friday as well, because if you listen to Steve Clarke now, that's what he's asking for. I don't think he made the call, first of all, to tell them to try and shut the whole thing down.
No, I don't think there's going to be a shutdown, and it was never something that we never requested a shutdown. All we asked for was common sense. If you had all the fixtures on the Friday night, then it makes sense then that you've got the Saturday, Sunday for the players to recover, and 3 working days into the game on the Thursday would be a benefit.
Move the games to the Friday, Tam?
Yes, I think we should be doing everything in our power to help the national team. We've always said that. Even if it's a day, it makes a big difference in terms of recovery and fitness. So I think we should be doing everything possible to help Stevie Clarke. We benefit, everybody benefits in the country if we qualify for a major tournament. It's been so long since we've done it. And I think we've got to be bending over backwards to try and help him.
Yeah, Barry, the one downside to this is it might actually conflict at some point, depending on the way the whole thing goes in the Europa League with Celtic and Rangers. They're under the constraints of playing and shifting games to Sundays and then eventually moving up towards March. They could still be involved in Europa League.
Yeah, that could be a possible problem, but look, I agree totally with Tam. I think we should be doing everything possible to try and help the national team. That extra day, it gives them, as Tam rightly said, a bit extra recovery, plus it gives them extra time on the training ground, which is important because he doesn't get a lot of time to spend with them. So hopefully we can come to some sort of conclusion and help out the team.
Yeah, 28,000 so far sold, but the manager's calling on the Tartan Army to get their back end off the seats and start buying the tickets.
I think it will be a sellout. I've said that consistently. I'm sure the Scottish public will come. The ticket sales just now are going well. Not well enough that we've sold out. So if people haven't bought a ticket yet, they should get their money out and get along. It's well priced. I think it's priced to be a sellout. I'm sure it'll be a sellout because everyone realises what a big game it is for the country.
Yeah, fingers crossed that the Tartan Army get out there in numbers. I'm almost certain it will be packed full to the gunnels, and fingers crossed we're looking forward to Euro 2020 because, Roughie, it would be remiss of us not to get in the truck and head off and cover some of the old games.
Yeah, it's absolutely amazing when finals come round, and it's not very often this country gets a chance to see them. Quality players on show. And I'm sure the sort of neutrals in the game would love to go and see these teams as well.
OK, one other point before we get to the games that are taking place tonight in the Scottish Premiership. Neil Lennon has suggested that the manager should be involved in trying to make decisions on the disciplinary procedures with the compliance officer, obviously Claire White as well, at the pinnacle of the decision making on this. There's been a fair bit of consternation over the delays in announcing certain penalties towards players and suspensions. Is it time for managers to have an input, Tam McManus?
I'm not so sure about managers. I think that ex-players, ex-managers, maybe kind of a little bit more, away from the game and not involved in the game at the minute. I think that's probably the way ahead. Managers, I think, would have their own dilemma. They'd have their own, would they go and give decisions for themselves and to benefit their own team? So I think that I'd rather ex-players, ex-managers. I know Roughie was saying earlier that is the case at the minute, but maybe a rotation of that. Football people on the panel that can give an honest decision. Yeah, I don't think there'll be. I'm reading between the lines with Neil Lennon. I don't think he's suggesting for a minute that all the managers sit there and say, right, this is definitely a 3-game ban for Morelos. I think what they're doing is they want a greater understanding of how someone's got. Made that decision with regards to penalties handed out, suspensions and things like that. I think what they want is greater communication and obviously I think a greater say on what is deemed something that must be punished after the game is finished.
Yeah, well, some of the decisions that are made, I don't think there's a lot of communication that comes out to tell them the reason why. I think that's one of the problems we have. And Roughie off camera was saying that it is ex-players and ex-managers that are on the panel. Well, they need to do a better job for me. Yeah, I think some of the decisions that come out are not great, if I'm being honest with you.
Is it not just a case that Rangers and Celtic are moaning because they're head-to-head and it's cutthroat now?
Yeah, that could be a reason. I get where you're coming from. But still, out with that, there has been a few decisions at other clubs that I think have been strange.
Yeah, OK. I'm sure the battle will continue. Neil Lennon wasn't going to let it go when he was speaking to the press. He really wants to chat to the members of the SFA. Of course, VAR never far away from any manager's topic of conversation.
I'd welcome another sort of meeting. The main crux of the meeting to come out of it was that most people were in favour of VAR rather than the disciplinary side of things, and that the disciplinary side of things was the one that caused the most debate, if you want to call it that.
OK, the arguments will rage on until eventually we get VAR, and then of course if there is a place where VAR is in operation and the people who decide on VAR then will be questioning their integrity as it moves on as well, Roughie. That's the way it happens in Scotland. We look for anything that we can blame someone with a certain amount of bias. Just a thought. Let's have a look at something which is positive, which is, of course, the Premiership matches tonight. We've got a full card. Roughie and Barry are battling it out in a kind of a separate fight at the moment for the head-to-head. I'm out in front, as I have been for most of the 7 years, Roughie, I think it's fair to say. So this one tonight, there's some tasty ties there. Kilmarnock against Celtic at Rugby Park is a cracker. Rangers against St Mirren and 2 buses looks like an absolute belter as well. And Ross County against Hearts to look forward to. So lots of matches there that certainly will whet the appetite. Celtic at Rugby Park, are we going to see a slip up there on the artificial surface?
I think it'll be a tight one tonight. I don't think Celtic will run away with this. I'm only going on the evidence of the Partick Thistle Celtic game. Celtic dominated that, but there was just lack of momentum, pace. Maybe not been playing for 3 weeks. But they looked a wee bit off the pace. But I think the turf obviously is always a problem when Rangers and Celtic go there, because Rangers and Celtic have a style of play that doesn't suit that stuff. So I would think Celtic maybe just edge it.
Yeah, OK. Interestingly enough, Rangers have started offloading players that they don't think have got a future there. Celtic have offloaded Jack Hendry. It just didn't work out for him. He's gone down under to Melbourne.
Yeah, I think it's a shame for the boy. I think it's a big move for him. I was quite impressed with him. I thought he looked decent at Dundee. I thought he'd have done well at Celtic, but he just got off to a poor start. And when you move to a bigger club, Celtic or Rangers, you've got to go off to a good start, or the fans are on your back. And I think that was the case with Jack. A couple of poor performances. The fans lost trust in him. I think the manager, eventually lost trust in him as well. But great move for him. To go down to Melbourne and play in Australia. But it's good that Celtic, I think, are clearing the decks. They've got their squad's huge. They've got to get rid of another 4 or 5. And try and trim the squad and get more quality in rather than quantity.
Yeah, Kelly 7th, 2 points off 5th. So that they've got ambitions.
Yep, they'll have ambitions, but I don't see Celtic getting beat here. I really don't. I think Celtic will go down there. I know people will use the pitch as an excuse. I think Celtic would have trained on their AstroTurf up at their training ground. So for me, Celtic will go and win the game. Yeah,
Rangers against St Mirren. Just out of curiosity, a wee story doing the rounds that possibly Jim could be going back to the English Premier League, even at the age of 37. I'm sure Rangers would still think he could do a job. I know Steven Gerrard's friendly with him anyway. He'd love to have him there because I think maybe Morelos has benefited from Defoe's experience.
Yeah, certainly. I mean, the guy's played at a top level, Peter. He's still, for me, a top striker. Look, he might not have the legs that he had before, but look, that game, you see him in the picture there, I thought he was magnificent. His goal, his touch for the goal against Hibs was top class. So I'd imagine the manager will be desperate to keep him. I understand there will be people obviously looking for a backup striker down the Premier League, but I'm hopeful that Rangers will keep him. Yeah,
parking the bus, Steven Gerrard knows exactly what to expect from St Mirren tonight.
Well, listening to what their manager said, I think they're going to be very organised, compact, hard to beat, very stubborn opposition like they was in the game away from home, and we needed obviously a moment of magic from Bournemouth to find the answer.
They all park the bus at times when they go against Rangers or Celtic. Steven Gerrard, even without Morelos, has he got enough in reserve to take them?
Yeah, I think they have. I think the form that they're on just now, they should be able to take care of that one. And I think Steven Gerrard will be honest enough. If Rangers were playing Barcelona, Real Madrid, they would park the bus. Because the quality that's in these sides is far better than what we've got. So although he's saying parking the bus, I'm sure it'll be a style of play. They'll try and hit them on the break, and see what they can get out of that.
Yeah, only Celtic have managed to beat Rangers at Ibrox this season, Tam. It is becoming a fortress, and that's the way in this second half of the season Steven Gerrard wants it to continue.
I think they've blown a lot of teams away in the first half. I think the first 20 minutes is vital. When any team goes to Ibrox, I think Gerrard has got them wound up straight from the first whistle to get right out there, and put teams to bed. Obviously the Celtic game, apart from that, I think a lot of the games have been over 2 or 3 nothing at half time, and the game have been done. So I think St Mirren will have to go there tonight and try and be solid and try not give anything away in the first 20-25 minutes, because as I said, that's when Rangers, I think, are at their peak. That's when they come right out the traps, and that'll be the danger time for St Mirren. But I don't see Rangers slipping up. I think they'll win the game comfortably.
OK, other matches which have stoked our interest. We're going to talk Hearts and Hibs after our competition. Have a look, you might win. Hearts up at Ross County. Daniel Stendhal says he's in charge of the signings. I don't think I was even remotely going to question that. I didn't think there would be any influence from the likes of Craig Levein or Austin McPhee on the players that he wants to bring in.
Yep, I think that had been one of the things when he took the job, that he was in charge of who he wanted to bring in. I think that's the way forward for Hearts, and he's been clear on that. So he started the clear out, and now he's starting to bring in players. It's a tough place to go up at Ross County, we all know that. I think they're in a relegation battle, there's no doubt in my mind. I don't think they'll go down, but I think they'll go up there. This might be the start of their comeback. I think they'll snatch a win up here tonight.
Yeah. Tam, he's certainly emptying out the players that he doesn't want. The players, let's be honest about it, have put Hearts in this mess in the first place. They just haven't been good enough to wear the maroon jersey. I mean, Berra, Whiten, Mulroney, Whelan and Keena, all shown the door. He's brought in Donis Avdiyaj, and he's looking at Liam Boyce to sign from Burton Albion. I'm sure he'll be looking for even more transfers before this window closes.
Yeah, absolutely. I think he's well within his rights to gut the place. We spoke about it last week. I think it's key that John Souttar's now back fit. Naismith, how long can you keep him fit for? And that's key for them as well. Connor Washington, the striker's back as well. So that they're starting to get players back that have been missing, and okay, they play Airdrie at the weekend, but they go and get 4 or 5 goals, and then the confidence starts to build. They go up to Ross County and they get a result, and then they take it into the Rangers game next weekend. But they have to put 2 or 3 results together before you can definitely say that, you know, Hearts are on the way back under Stendhal.
Yeah, okay. That one. Anyone tipping Ross County, Roughie?
No, on the evidence of the Ayr United game at the weekend. I think Hearts will just edge that one.
Okay. Hibs, double injury blow. I'm personally gutted on this one because I thought, you know, hopes were high for Ryan Porteous if he could steer clear of injury. Looks as if he's going to miss most of the season. Jason Naismith, again, is another man who's been out for the rest of the season because of his injury as well. So suddenly, with 9 days left, Jack Ross is going to have to get motoring with Euro Club.
I think it's one of the ones where Tom James is there and Adam Jackson are there, and they're the cover. You know, so I think it's going to hinder Jack Ross getting them out the door because he's got to keep them now because you've got 2 defenders out. So it's going to hinder him in the transfer market. He's still going to try and dip in. They've obviously signed Ominoga back in loan. I think Shaw's away to Ross County today. I think he's out the door as well. So there's scope for him to bring players in. They managed to get rid of Josh Fella down to Shrewsbury, so I think he's got money there to try and bring players in. But I think those 2 injuries just scupper him a little bit from maybe the English guys who he wanted to send back down the road. I think he's got to kind of keep them now, and that's going to hinder Hibs.
I just wonder, guys, you know, it's a brave thing to do, Brian Rice, to say, look, I need help. Do you think, you know, the help that will undoubtedly come his way is one thing, which I think we all hope happens, but do you think it's going to hinder him in the second half of the season as well? Because he will have to face up to the fact, yes, he has a problem. 2, the SFA are going to stick to the rules. He could get a ban. Will that have an impact on a side battling to avoid relegation?
No, I very much doubt it. Look, they're professionals at the end of the day. Obviously, the managers come out and done a brave thing, as we said on Monday. But I don't think it will affect the players, Peter. They're professional guys. They know they're in a scrap, and they'll just need to concentrate fully on their football. Okay,
Aberdeen against Motherwell is, I mean, it's contender for game of the night, Roughie, if only for the fact that it's a battle for 3rd and 4th place. I'm tipping. I'm going to be radical on this. I thought Motherwell would finish in 3rd position. I'm going to stick with it.
I think you're right. This is a big night for Aberdeen. You know, this is a time to state the case for that 3rd place. We know Motherwell have had a fantastic season. And Aberdeen, unfortunately, in these midweek games, they seem to come up with crazy results up there. But I don't think that's going to be the case tonight. I'm going to go for Aberdeen.
Yeah. There you go, Roughie. You'll never change. It's 7 years of it, guys. You're just getting used to this.
I'm actually thinking he's tipping Motherwell, you're tipping Motherwell. I'm like, I've got Aberdeen here, so I've got a chance. Then he just comes out with it.
Listen, Motherwell, to be fair to them, Tam, they've won more games than Aberdeen. Aberdeen's Achilles' heel is the draws that are killing them as well.
I think Motherwell could go up there and get a result tonight. I've been really impressed with him this season. I think Stephen Robinson's done a magnificent job. I think that in the calendar year it was the most wins ever for Motherwell. So it just shows you the job he's doing. He picks these guys up from England, you know, nobody's heard of, and he brings them up and he moulds them into a team, and then he sells them on. I think they'll finish 3rd this season. I'd like to see them finish 3rd as well because I like Motherwell. I like them as a club. I like what they do. And, you know, I think they'll go up there and get a result tonight.
Yeah. Is this you still digging your way out of the fact that you could have signed for them but you decided to chase the money elsewhere? Is that what it is, Tam? That's what it just sticks on your shoulder, doesn't it?
Terry Butcher will never let me forget about that.
It's brilliant. Well done. I could see it coming there. I like Motherwell so he can still shop in the area. Livingston against St Johnstone. Listen, this is just a fantastic story for Livy. I just wonder on this one. Too tight to call for me, Roughie.
Yeah, I usually sit on the fence with Livy, but I'm not going to this time because I think home advantage for them is a big thing. And I think they'll just edge it tonight.
Yeah, let's just edge it. 5-0?
2-1.
2-1, okay. Tam?
I think that'll be a horrendous game. Okay, I'm going to go for 0-0.
0-0.
Yes.
I've gone 1-0 Livy.
I've gone 1 each.
Right. God, that's tight to say the least. Here's a look at the table to see exactly where it all sits because, you know, you look at a table at this point, no trophies are handed out at this point, but I can tell you right now, every time that table is there, Barry is looking at it and seeing 19 games played, a game in hand for Rangers over Celtic, and it's tight there.
And seeing 53 points. That's what I'm doing.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's it's against St Johnstone as well, Barry. So I think Rangers fans will feel comfortable. The bottom end is just cutthroat, and right, it's hard to believe it. They're 5 points adrift, Roughie Hearts.
Yeah, I honestly didn't think it was as bad as that. That looks horrendous. Yeah. You know that, and it's okay to say, yeah, going on a wee run will get you out of it, but you're relying on everybody above you not winning games, so it's going to be a difficult one.
Yep, okay. Will they get out of it? Give us your opinion. We obviously value so many of you offering your opinion. Try and keep it respectable and sensible on this programme. We try and offer an opinion. It certainly doesn't have any bias whatsoever. You might not like it at times, but it is opinion. And if you've got any opinion that you'd like on social media, then across Twitter, we'd love to hear from you, and on Facebook Live Monday to Friday, and on YouTube as well. You can subscribe to the channel and you'll get updates, and you can see some of our unique video content as well. Lots of big things coming up, competitions. I sense a car on the horizon. I don't want to tease you too much, but there's lots to look forward to on PLZ Soccer as we head towards the climax of the season come May. Barry Ferguson could spontaneously combust in the studio. Only time will tell. Thanks very much to Roughie and to Tam McManus and to Barry Ferguson. And from me, Peter Martin, thank you for watching.
Expect the best used car deals guaranteed. Visit arnoldclark.com.